Hines' clearance came straight to Rees. He let fly first time, right into the bottom corner. And well, Barnet facing a real uphill task now, in more ways than one. They're playing up the slope here at Underhill, and they're very much up against it now. Doolan eventually making the clearance, but just hanging again in the wind. Kevin Hill looking to play a little 1-2. Well, he's managed to get the return ball. It's been deflected away for a corner. Well, typical persistence from Kevin Hill. Such a popular figure with the Torquay fans. It's a stretch for that one, but somehow managed to get the luck of the bounce, and then a little unlucky as it diverted off Stockley for the corner. Looking to float it in towards the near post, flick on, in, Kevin Hill. Well, Kevin Hill gets a second, and the Torquay fans now are in seventh heaven almost. They must be feeling that their side are going to stay up. Well, Kevin Hill claimed the goal that got Torquay back in the game last week, and then getting another one there. Lovely cross in from Paul Holmes, good flick from Kevin Hill. Barnet in disarray. Well, what a vital strike that could be. Certainly going to enable Torquay just to relax a little bit. A two-goal cushion now. Means Barnet have to score 3 to stay in the league. Remember, a point will be good enough for Torquay. At the moment, as if they're heading for all 3. Staying up, sing the Torquay fans. They're feeling they may have a point. Mick O'Brien with the free kick, hitting it from 40 yards. Well, it's an ambitious effort to say the least. O'Brien obviously fancying his chances. It was inside the centre circle, that one. It drifted a little bit. Brown this time with the long throw. That is a handball given against Jimmy Agri. Well, there didn't seem to be much danger then, and Barnet have suddenly been thrown a lifeline. Danny Brown's long throw, the ball was flicked off Brian Green's head, and there's Jimmy Agri's hand up. That was a silly penalty to give away, and now Barnet with a chance to get back in it. Darren Curry to take the penalty, and Jones has saved it. Well, would you believe it? Stuart Jones, first game for 4 months, back in the side, making a great penalty save. Well, they're all great penalty saves. In fairness, it wasn't the best penalty we've ever seen. You've still got to stop them. You get the feeling it's not going to be Barnet's afternoon. Come on, says Stuart Jones. This is Darren Curry. Well, he struck it softly. And Jones guessed right. Comfortable height for the goalkeeper. Still a good save, but, well, Darren Curry knows that he had the opportunity then to throw Barnet a lifeline and failed to do so. Green will get the throw. Everything going Torquay's way so far. A little over 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the end of this first half. Mick O'Brien forward towards Effian Williams. Darren Curry wide for Stockley. Richards with a little header inside, away by Green. Now Holmes with the clearance. Healed towards Agri, who gets the header away. Doolan. Clearance from Paul Holmes. Now Richard Kell. Hill forward for O'Brien. Looking to set Effion Williams off on a run. Arbour going with him. Williams has support from Kell. Curled in towards David Graham, who's got away from his marker. That's 3. David Graham. And surely, Torquay United are going to be playing third division football again next season. Well, Jason Rees back on the bench there. You saw him shouting briefly. The fans are celebrating. David Graham has been a doubt right up until kick-off time with a hamstring injury. Cross towards the far post. Flynn slipped. Graham pounced. And Barnet are down, and surely now they must be out. Good finish from the Scotsman. Played almost 4 minutes of stoppage time. Agri with the header forward. Doolan in the way. Now Bedo, little chip over the top, but again, too much pace on the ball. Richards with the throw. Russell, Torquay skipper. Urging his troops on. Concentration needed to the final minute of stoppage time. Lee Flynn with a long throw. Agri struggling to get it away, almost coming for Darren Curry. No one wanted to play it, it seemed. Eventually it was Richard Kell who got it away. Everyone seemed to be hesitating in the box then, defenders and attackers alike. Arbour looking to play it wide. Curry not being given any space on that far side, though. Sam Stockley will take the throw. Is there yet time for Barnet to pull a goal back before half-time? We've played 5 minutes of stoppage time, and that's all that will be played. Well, what a first half it's been for Torquay United. Those fans are celebrating. They couldn't have hoped for better, really. Jason Rees giving Torquay the perfect start. Kevin Hill getting the second. And then David Graham, a third for Torquay, to put them well in control. And all that after Darren Curry had missed a penalty. Things going great for Torquay, not so good for Barnet, but there's still 45 minutes to go. It's going to be a tense affair. Join us again for the second half after the break. Back as Barnet get the second half underway. The equation for them simple enough. They have to score 4 goals in 45 minutes to stay in the Football League. Doesn't even sound simple, I'm afraid. They've made a couple of substitutions at the start of this second half. Clearly hell-bent on attacking. Taken off a defender and a midfield player and thrown on 2 attacking midfield players. Have used all their substitutes. Stockley with the throw, headed away by Lee Russell. David Graham looking to get it forward, straight to Gowan. He's obviously been given instructions to get the ball in the back of the net. A sign from Spurs by Tony Cottee in January. Just bobbled a little bit as he hit that one. Doolan getting it forward. Russell with the clearance to O'Brien. Through the middle for Effion Williams. He's got away from Arbour this time. Doolan tracking back to get goal side. He's quite happy to slow the pace down. Time very much on their side, of course. Toms. Long ball towards Tony Richards. Trying the first-time effort. Well, he spotted that Stuart Jones was just a yard or so off his line then, I think. certainly worth the effort. Well, Tony Richards, 8 goals to his credit so far this season. Just trying the first-time effort. Jones only a margin off his line anyway. Not really troubled. Curry, played wide for Stockley. Richards in the middle. That's away by Lee Russell. Now O'Brien getting it forward. Curry back for Doolan. Straight to Kevin Hill. Stockley winning out in the challenge. Now a chance for Gower. Tom's on the far side. Curled in towards Richards. Little knockdown for Purser. Couldn't control it first time. Back for Stockley. Oh, good save. Paul Holmes getting it away, but Sam Stockley coming desperately close then. Getting Barnett, well, at least partially back into this game. Struck the shot well. Good save from Stuart Jones. Curry with the cross towards the far post. Bedo was there with the header. Put it away for a corner, and he needed to be there. Towards the far post again. Bedo is there. Came down for Doolan. This time the shot goes well wide. Doolan dragging it wide. He's getting some instructions from John Still on the sidelines then. Get your shooting boots on, John, I think was probably the message. There's that cross from Darren Curry. Bedo at the far post, putting it away. Thomas was coming in. Penalised. Arbo with the free kick. Towards Stockley. Knocked back inside. But Agri, calm as you like. Well, it was calm as you like until he actually made the clearance. He rather scuffed it. Curry. Curled in towards Purser. Oh, and it's an own goal! It's an own goal from Ryan Green. Oh dear, oh dear. Barnett back in it, I wonder. That is going to give them a little bit of encouragement. Stuart Jones shakes his head. He's Torquay's luck beginning to turn. Curry's chip in. Green got up above the man he was marking. Succeeded in diverting it past Stuart Jones and into the corner of the net. Holmes with the header away. Now O'Brien for Hill. Goodhine turning it back in towards Richards. Little knockdown towards Gower. Deflected away for the corner. Towards the near post, headed away by Kevin Hill. Curry will get a second opportunity to deliver the cross. Jones is up for it. Oh, he lost it. Has he got it back again? Still the ball bobbling around. And eventually it's Paul Holmes who got it clear. Well, panic then, for sure. Holmes with the header away, got underneath it a little bit. Now Hill getting it forward. Doolan. Again, Holmes is there. And Lee Russell. Holmes looking it forward. Torquay not making any progress, it seems. Ryan Green underneath that one. O'Brien. Torquay just can't seem to get the ball away. Although we've got a couple of extra players on the pitch. Well, that's an interesting drop ball. Get many like that in the game. Hill. Little cut back by Gale. Goodhine with the throw. Richards away by Agri. Holmes trying to prevent the corner, but not succeeding. Well, the big men all on the goal line this time. Header from Jimmy Agri. And Bedo with the clearance up towards David Graham. Ball then. take the free kick as quickly as they can. Sure, the ball was moving then. Arbour coming in with a header. Didn't get any sort of purchase on it at all, though. Now Doolan. Darren Curry. Torquay with virtually everyone back behind the ball. Jones coming, making a good take. Well, it's been poked in. Surely that's a foul. Well, it's not been given. It has not been given, and Wayne Purser has got a second for Barnet. Well, I can't quite believe that. Darren Curry getting the ball in. Seemed to me that Jones was fouled, and I think Wayne Purser getting the final touch. Well, Jones could hardly believe it. There's certainly some controversy over that one. A whole pushing and shoving match. Purser getting the final touch, but wow. Going to get back now as Curry does his best to tease and create a bit of space. More ball though, cut out by Mick O'Brien. Gale calling for it through the middle. Goalkeeper's come a long way. Naismith a little fortunate. There's a handball there, surely. Well, that clearly came off Danny Naismith's arm then. Referee presumably deciding it was accidental. And this is Gower. Down the line towards Stockley. Crossing towards the near post. Headed away by Agri. Cleared by Holmes. Straight to Gower. Gower with space on the edge of the area. Hill got in the challenge though. And now Lee Russell. Now Bedo getting forward. He's got Gale in the middle. Bedo might fancy his chances here. Oh, John Gale with a chance. Oh, well, that could so easily have finished it. And Gale a little casual with the finish. That was a sparkling opportunity to relieve the tension. Tony Bedo setting up the opportunity. Gale with just the goalkeeper to beat. Lifted it over the top. Green up with the header. Arbour in there. Richards trying to get onto it, but Lee Russell's determination saving the day for Torquay. David Graham back defending now. John Gale has just come back into the box. Torquay have got all their players back in their own penalty area virtually. There was John Gale with the header away. Doolan shot. And that has cleared the crowd. Well, death or glory then for John Doolan. And unfortunately for him, it was death. John still knows that time is nearly up. Torquay fans beginning to celebrate. We're into the final minute of normal time. Will then be just a question of what Mr. Beebe adds on for stoppages. He's getting good distance on the kick. It might well fall for Gale. Healed with the poor clearance. Well, from Gale with a very gentle shot. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played. 3 minutes for Torquay United to survive. 3 minutes for Barnet to score twice and preserve their Football League status. David Graham hooking it away. Doolan picking it up on the far side. No question now that Barnet will have everyone forward. Referee saying play on, you've got possession. Little dummy. And it comes for Sam Stockley. Back for Darren Curry. Crossing towards the far post. Jones going for it, headed back across the goal. Well, it was Mark Arbour and Tony Richards in there. Must have thought they were in for a third goal then. It's just a question of what extra the referee has to add on. Stuart Jones going to watch that one carefully. Swerved into his arms. Relief for him. So he's got to get it forward within 6 seconds, otherwise he gets penalised. It took a little longer than that, but will it matter? Gale with a little knockback. He's got the ball again, just trying to retain possession. Still battling for it. Good Hind will play it back for Naismith. Barnet must surely know now that time is heading away. There is the final whistle. Torquay United stay in Division 3, but it's heartbreak for Barnet. Well, the Torquay players and manager Colin Lee embrace in celebration. They've done the job. They did it really in the first half, but you've got to give credit to Barnet for the way they came back after the break. Torquay fans can afford to celebrate. The long journey back to Devon will not seem long at all for them. You get the feeling that they'll be celebrating long into the night.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, I must admit, when they got back to 3-2. But I always had in the back of my mind that they still needed to score 2 goals. So I was disappointed with the second goal, really, because I felt that the goalkeeper was impeded. But thankfully, that had no effect on the result. But you know, the first half performance was an excellent performance by the team. It was fully under control. There was some very good passing over the top and some excellent finishing. And to go in 3-0 was something we didn't expect.
Seen it through so far. Now, Mike Bateson has made it plain that he'd like you to stay on next season. I mean, what are the chances of that? Well, I mean, I've always been very, very upfront with everyone, and I came down to do a job, and thankfully I've done that job now. In football, you just don't know. I mean, I would like to manage and coach at the high level, at the highest level if I could, and if I'm given that opportunity, I must say I will take that opportunity. It'll have to be right, it'll have to be the right club. But if nothing comes along and the Torquay job's still available, then there's no reason why I couldn't stay at the football club. I get the feeling that you're warming to it a little bit.
I mean, I want to be involved in football, you know, that's it. You know, I've sat out of football for a few months after the Wolves dismissal, and thankfully Leeds United gave me a job scouting and looking at top-class players for them and games for them. I was very thankful to them for that. But I want to be involved in football. You know, I've been in football since I was 15 years old, and you know, I don't want to be sat at home.
It could either go one way or the other. He didn't look as confident as what I know Darren Curry is when he ran up to the ball. I had a sneak feeling he was going to put it that side, so I just had to guess whether it was top middle or bottom. But yeah, I was glad to get that another penalty save under my belt. They're always nice to have.
Well, as you'd expect, plenty of celebrations and plenty of talking points for the Torquay United supporters on their way back to Devon. Taking her seat alongside them once again, Trina Lake.
It had been a roller coaster of an afternoon for everyone who'd followed the Gulls to Underhill. The ecstasy of seeing United go 3-0 up by half-time. The agony as Barnet came back at them in the second half. And spare a thought for the hundreds locked out, victims of Barnet's decision not to make the game all ticket.
The queue was, you know, absolutely massive, and then there was about 15 people in front of us, and then they said no more. No more.
They just locked us out. It was 5 minutes away from getting in.
And I started crying.
Yeah.
So, you know, so pleased Torquay have stayed up, but so disappointed and gutted because we never got to see the game.
Never saw any of it.
We saw nothing.
Those that had witnessed the drama were in understandably high spirits.
Over the moon, and now I can have a decent weekend and a decent summer, because it would have been really bad when it would have gone down.
First half it was brilliant, really happy, but the second half it was just so nerve-wracking. I just nearly threw up, I think.
Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, it was so exciting. You couldn't have wrote it any better. Everybody did well. The crowd were fantastic, and couldn't believe it. I never watched the last 10 minutes. I just couldn't watch it, but it was great, fantastic.
My stomach was in knots all day and all afternoon until the very final whistle. I wasn't sure we were going to do it until the end, but it was worth the wait. It was absolutely brilliant.
And as they set off on a long but happy journey home, a message for the rest of Division 3.
Remember my words, next year we will be up there in the championship.
Well, of course, Exeter City secured their league status with a victory at Scunthorpe last week, so not too much at stake for the match against Lincoln or indeed tomorrow. That's it from Underhill. Torquay live to fight another day in Division 3. From all the sports production team here, good evening to you.
Welcome to Underhill for what is undoubtedly the match of the weekend. The stakes could not be higher. Next season, either Barnet or their opponents here, Torquay United, will be playing non-league football. It's going to be a nail-biting, nerve-shredding 90 minutes. Who makes the most dreaded drop of all is soon to be decided.
This week has been unbearable. It's been the longest week I've ever known in my life.
It's going to be a tough, nail-biting day. We're praying for our result. Let's hope we can achieve it.
In 10 years in the Football League, Barnet had never known a day like this. Underhill heaving hours before kick-off. No complicated sums needed, simply the home side had to win. A draw would do for Torquay.
If you'd arranged this, you couldn't arrange it any differently, could you? The two bottom clubs playing the last game of the season for a place in the Football League. Quite incredible.
Have you been this nervous before a game before?
No, I've never been here this early either.
Come on!
If we go for a win, we've got a good chance. We play for a draw, we've got no chance.
It's in the lap of the gods, really. Well, actually, no, it's in our hands, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, it's down to us now.
Anxiety had been rising for months. Both clubs sacrificed their managers in a bid to turn the tide. Colin Lee replaced Wes Saunders in the West Country, inheriting a team with confidence as low as its league position. Barnet said goodbye to Tony Cottee. The spectacular start to his managerial career wasn't sustained. John Still back from the boardroom with the team in freefall.
People look round and say, you know, when Tony came in, he didn't do this, didn't happen. But today's not a day for that. This is a one-game season for Barnet Football Club. One game, and we've got to go and win that one game, and we'll never be better prepared to win it.
How important is it to Barnet to stay in the league?
Well, it's incredibly important. We don't have a 6,000 capacity here, and that's the minimum requirement of the Football League. So the issue we have is that if we were relegated, we might not be allowed back into the Football League, even if we won the conference. So it's very important that we do win this game.
I mean, dropping into the conference in itself is not the end of the world, but it's the dignity of no longer being a league club. I think that's the negative side of it.
Get in there, United forever!
Well, we're very focused on what we need to do. I mean, it's obvious what we need to do. But we've got 90 minutes in the biggest 90 minutes in the history of Torquay United Football Club, and I, for one, will be hoping and praying that we can get the result we need.
Lee and his players didn't travel until the morning of the match, preferring a 230-mile trip to a break in routine. At least they were guaranteed to get in. For the fans, any view would do, with around 1,000 locked outside. Among the lucky ones that made it in, watching an enthralling match, was Tony Jones.
Well, who would have thought it would come to this? The bottom two in the third division, the last day of the season. Get ready for what's sure to be a real roller coaster ride. There's a poor clearance. And Williams across the face of goal. It's a frantic start. And play allowed to continue because Lee Harrison, the Barnet goalkeeper, is down, injured and in agony inside the penalty area. Tried to be positive with a punch. He took a nasty tumble. John Still actually brought Harrison back for this game, but there's no way that he'll be able to continue. Barnet again have to call upon Danny Naisbitt, who might just feel he's a point to prove, having been overlooked for what is the biggest game in Barnet's 10 years in the league. Launched forward towards Williams. Good Heinz clearance. Rees! Oh, what a start for Torquay! A magnificent goal by Jason Rees. What it means to them. A draw would be enough for Torquay, and now the pressure really is on Barnet. Fabulous strike that by Rees. Rees up with Dooling. And Rees in big trouble. Just seemed to jar his left leg there as he came down. Really was a nasty tumble. Anxious times these for Colin Lee. Barnet now minus their first choice goalkeeper.